say I gotta be half crazy to be doing what I do. I'm a slap happy, gear jamming, coffee drinking, truck driving fool. I might have a little shimmy in this cracker box Jimmy, but I ain't never cracked up yet. The more I try to make a buck in this beat up truck, the more semi-crazy I get. Yeah, I'm semi-crazy. I gotta be half nuts to keep running up and down the road in these semi-trucks. I might have had half a mind to slow it down for a time, but I'm never gonna give it up till I'm pushing up daisies. I'll be semi-crazy.
So this weekend's about history. It's about Michael Achley and his property and his love of history. In a minute, I'm going to play a video of a recent interview of Michael and what he's done in his backyard and how he's restored history and brought history to life for many years, including his latest project, which he's going to reveal today and tomorrow, Saturday, when it's open to the public up in Ogden. I met Michael in 2022 when I was touring all over Utah promoting the Great American Road Trip for Veterans. He met me because I had Little Glory the Jeep on display, and I was talking about my historic trip to repeat history and retrace the route of the first person to ever drive a car across America, that being Colonel Horatio Nelson Jackson. He was fascinated by the story because he does love history. And after a little while, I started to realize that he reminded me of me. Yes, he likes history. He restores many items, puts them on display, shares them with the public. And we have several similar ideas. And recently, he restored another historic log cabin with the history and put it all together in its backyard, and it goes all the way back to 1857. He has train car cabooses and vintage equipment, and he has it all on display Saturday, and he was kind enough to ask me to come up and bring one of the vintage Willys Jeeps, which is Alice, who you're all getting to know, and Marine's Dream, the vintage RV, which made that historic drive across America for our veterans and our first responders. So we're looking forward to it. My wife and I, we're going to take a little time off and bring the Jeep and the motorhome up to Ogden, Utah. And it's kind of interesting because many years ago, of all the ships I was stationed on, USS Ogden. And I remember when I got on board, I asked one of the sailors, by the way, what is a Ogden? And they said, oh, that's a city in Utah. Me being from New York, I thought, okay, whatever you say. Little did I know that I would end up in Utah, right down the road from Ogden, Utah. So anyway, we're going to have a good time, and I'm going to put a link to the local newspaper, KSL News, that did an interview with Michael, and I'm going to put in the video that they posted so you can see a little bit more about Michael, his property, and maybe by chance I get to meet all of you when I'm up there Saturday in Ogden. And again, the address is 2836 South, 3925 West in Ogden. It's on the west side of I-15. And I think you'll like Michael's collection, and maybe we get to meet. Hope to see you there, Semper Fi.
One of the things I love to see is when private citizens save historic properties. You know, a lot of times at the Heritage Foundation, when a historic property gets destroyed, we see people commenting and saying, why didn't they save it? Why didn't they just move it? And we're always wondering, who is the they? Who is this magic they that saves historic properties? And in this case, the magic they is Michael Achley, private citizen who decided to save this historic cabin from being destroyed.
The story started, there was an article in the Standard Examiner. This lady had this cabin on her property, and she sold the property, so she wanted to have the cabin preserved and saved. I saw the ad and I called her. My wife Cheryl and I went over and got to meet her and looked at the cabin. And we thought, well, this is something I could take on. Somebody built this 166 years ago. They didn't have any plans. They just put it up. I figured I've got a gift there somewhere that I can visually see what has to be done. And I just get the tools and just go to work. It's a challenge, and I like a challenge. This is one of the most exciting ones I've done. We went over there and started shoring it all up with plywood, took the roof off, and somebody says, well, why don't you just go ahead and number the logs? I said, that's not gonna work. As old as it is, there's no way it would stay together if you took it all apart. I contacted a local trucking company and a crane company. The crane company got the straps ready and they put it all together. So we were all standing there and up she went. I just got teary-eyed. This is actually happening. It didn't fall apart. I had this foundation all set up, ready to go, 6 miles away. Brought it in here and set it in place, and miracles do happen. We had a little crowd here of people wanting to see how it's all going to come together, and they were all excited. It was so inspiring to have something of history, because I mean, it just adds to the whole flavor of making this happen. It's nice to have history, preserve our history, because it seems like it's going away in some respects.
It is. It is.
People just don't care about how things really got started here in this country. And so we need to keep on top of it.
Yeah. Well, on behalf of all of us in Weber County, I want to thank you for saving this and for making it so incredible, and for having this incredible historical park for everybody to come and see these real pieces of our heritage that would have been lost.
Because it would have been lost, and the neighbors were all excited about it. And
that's so great.
You know, so it's nice to have them on board too.
Yeah, that's everything, isn't it? And the cows approve.
Yeah, they all like
Looks
it.
like, yeah.
It's all coming together.
Yes, it is. Because of you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.